Hi Best Buds, it's Cathy with Cathy's Garden, and I'm so happy that you've joined me today. Do you remember the video we did not too long ago where I had these, well, they come apart. They're like sleeves, and they come apart, and you have a sticky side and then you have a harder side. And what I did with mine was I put my dried flowers in them, and then they're super cute to pop into a pocket of your junk journals or sit them out in Happy Mail, something like that. Well, now I got a new idea. So I thought, oh, I need to bring you along. So these are some of my dried flowers that I have. And I'm going to separate this so I can use it in our project that we're going to be making. So maybe a couple of these and one of these, and that actually might be enough because this is a very small area here that you can see. So yeah, I have some other ideas going. I'm going to show you exactly what's happening. So this is the front. So I'm going to turn it over like this and remove the back. But last time I took it completely apart. This time I'm not. I'm just going to bring it up to where I want to stick my flowers. And that's about right here. Alrighty. Now I'm going to place my label in first. Now because the front is on the other side, I'm going to turn it like this. I'm going to stick it right here. I'm going to use that label to hide the ends of my flowers that have stems. So I'm going to turn it just a little bit so it has a little bit of movement. And then I'm going to pop in this one. Maybe about right there. Now, this piece right here, I'm going to close it all down. I think this is a much simpler way to do it than the first time I tried it when I removed the back completely. I'm going to move this out of the way. Now these dried flowers you can get online. You can dry your own. I've been saving lots of my flowers, and I've been going out in my yard, and I've been finding my four-leaf clovers, pressing them, and in one of these I have added a four-leaf clover. But isn't that adorable? All right, so you can use them just like this, and that's how I used it the first time. But then I got to thinking, why don't we attach this cardstock that's been coffee dyed onto this little clear, I don't know, cuteness here. So that is exactly what I did. I sewed it on using white thread, and then trimming around the edge, I sewed it onto my cards. I think, now these I zigzagged. These two I didn't. These I started getting fancy and I zigzagged. And I just think they're the cutest thing. Now you can pop them into your pocket of your junk journals. You can send them out in Happy Mail. I just think they're precious. Here's the one that I put my four-leaf clover in. All right. So this one I I inked around the edge. All these cardstocks, I mounted them on cardstock, have been coffee dyed before. Okay, so they were dried. So then I thought, okay, so maybe we can add a bow, something like this. And then I thought, well, that's cute, but it needs something else. That's when I decided, let's bring in some of those little dried flowers that I've been collecting. Now, whether you have dried flowers, you can go out and get you some flowers out in the field and dry them. You could dry some flowers that you purchased or were given in a bouquet. I've got different types of flower petals. Now, I just pull the petals off. I don't do the base, the calyx. I just want the petals, just the prettiness of the petals. All right, so this was air dried. I put it in a box, just put the fresh flower petals in a box, put them in the closet, and then in about a week you get back to them and they look like this, okay? And I like different colors. The reds, the really reds, turn out pretty dark. I love yellows and the blues. You can see there's orange there. So I've got an assortment of colors, and I have an assortment of colors here. I'm going to use these smaller ones for today's project. I already have my wax melt already melting right here, and what I did was I added some of these iridescent ones, and they are like opaque, but you can't really see through them. And then I added one of this lighter pink. So I ended up with something that looks like this. Now I can take a pen or you can take a toothpick, and I just kind of stir it around, kind of mix it up a little bit. It's such a pretty color. Then I'm going to bring in my little mat here. I've got some bulb pens and some beads. What else do I have here? I have a hole punch with a little tiny hole. And I made a whole bunch of my bows all ready to go, because I want to decorate each one of these. I think it's going to be so cute. So let's take our melted wax, and oh, it's something else we need. We need one that's flat. Completely flat. I'm going to pour out my melted wax right on my little mat here. Then I'm going to add some of my dried flowers right on top. I didn't like that one. I don't know, that looked like it was a piece of leaf or something, some kind of stick or something. I picked it off. Okay, and then I'll put this right on top. Just like that. Now, it's going to need to cool for a few minutes. All right, I wanted to make one more with you. So my wax has been melted. And I'm just going to pour it out. And then I'm going to add a few little petals. That looks wonderful. And then my little flat piece. Oh, that one's going to be beautiful. I brought in some others that I have made. And let's go ahead and let's put them together with our little tags that we have. Now I went ahead during that little break we were waiting, and I sewed zigzag around all of these so they're all prepped and ready. This one has been inked around the edge, so let's do this one. So I'm going to move this out of the way, and I'm going to bring in my little dish. So let's grab a bulb pin, open it up, and let's attach a bead or two onto the bulb pin. So I've got some pretty pink ones in here. And how are you going to attach the wax seal onto the bulb pin? That's where the little small hole punch comes in handy. Just kind of looking at here, I think I want to put it right, maybe right here. Just pop a hole in it, just like that, you guys. It's not hard, it goes right through. And it's a cooled one. It's not, you know, soft and warm. Pop that on like that. Now I have my pre-made bow, and I just tied it with some thread. I did not tie a knot, I wanted it to be as flat as possible. And I'm going to put my pin through it now before I get it glued on to my card, because yeah, as you can see, sometimes it doesn't want to go through the sari silk. There, finally it went through. And it's just much easier to do it when it's not glued down. And I left my little pieces of thread after I tied my bow. I left it, so it just gives it a little more interest. And then I'm just looking at this and thinking, well, I think I'll tip the bow this way. I'm going to add just a little bit of hot glue. I'm using my Surebonder high temp, and it has a specialty tip. And I'm just adding a tiny bit, just a little bit, because this is hot glue going on that plastic. And I don't want to warp it. So just like that, just enough to hold it. And oh my goodness, did that not take it to another level? I love these, and I hope you've loved them too, and give it a try for yourself. If you've enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. I invite you to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. I'll see you there, guys. Bye now.